Shining on like a diamond in the sky. Reach high and let your spirit fly. Together we'll rise, we won't be denied.
Welcome to Bilingual Health and Wealth Academy. Today, we're going to be looking at something that I think a lot of people struggle with, and that's decluttering and joy. And to help us dive deep into this topic, we're going to be exploring this book, Less is More, A Parent's Handbook to Decluttering and Joy by Dr. Shu Chen Houâ.
Oh, interesting.
It's Dr. Houâ, actually.
Oh, okay.
Now, she's not just a scientist, but she's also a children's book author, and she's the mind behind a company called Kokushinsan Ltd., which focuses on resources for families. It's a really interesting background there. But, you know, one of the things that really drew me to this book is this whole idea that decluttering isn't just about tidying up. Like, it's not just about appearances.
Right.
It's about creating space for more joy.
Yeah.
Especially for families.
Yeah, you know, I think Dr. Ho really challenges like that traditional view of minimalism that we all have. You know, it's not just about those like stark white rooms and empty shelves, right? It's really more about like a philosophy, a way of intentional living that really prioritizes what truly matters.
So less about the aesthetics, more about a mindset shift.
Exactly.
But how does that translate to more joy? Especially for families. I mean, we all know, you know, the stress of a messy house with kids. But is there a deeper connection there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you know, Dr. Ho, she actually highlights how clutter can really contribute to stress and anxiety.
Really?
Especially in a family setting.
Okay.
You know, just imagine, like, you're already juggling work, kids, the demands of life, right? And then you come home and it's just like this chaotic house, you know?
Right.
It's like that physical clutter is just adding to the mental load.
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
There's something about just like a cluttered environment that makes it so hard to relax.
Right.
To be present. But the book goes even deeper than that, right?
Yeah.
There's this whole concept of emotional clutter, which I have to admit sounds a little intimidating.
Yeah, it can be because it's not as tangible as like, you know, a pile of laundry or toys or something.
Right.
Emotional clutter is about all the things we hold on to that we can't see, but they weigh us down.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that could be anything from guilt, you know, about past decisions. Maybe it's the pressure of like societal expectations.
Right.
Or even, you know, those unfinished to-do lists that we have swirling around in our minds.
Well, it's almost like those unfinished projects or lingering negative feelings, you know, are taking up space in our mind, just like clutter takes up space in our homes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just like physical clutter can block us from finding things we need, emotional clutter, it can actually block us from experiencing things like joy and creativity and even connection with our loved ones.
Okay, so that's a powerful image. So how do we start tackling both types of clutter? I mean, the physical and the emotional. Does Dr. Ho give us like practical strategies in the book?
She does, yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of great strategies in there. One that I really like is the 4-box method.
Yes, okay.
It's a really visual way to decide, you know, what to keep, what to donate, what to sell, what to trash.
Oh, okay.
You literally get 4 boxes, you label them, and then you just go through each item in a room and you decide you know where it belongs. So listener, let's imagine we're tackling your living room right now with the 4-box method.
Okay.
What would you keep? Like without hesitation, what could you donate?
Yeah.
And what's going straight in the trash? No second thought.
I think it's amazing how just that simple act of sorting can start to change your mindset. You know, like you start to see how much you're holding on to that's really not serving you.
But I imagine that process can also bring up like a lot of emotions. Especially when it comes to sentimental items.
Right.
You know, like I know for me, I struggle to let go of things that have memories attached to them.
Oh, absolutely. That's a really common challenge. And Dr. Ho, she addresses that in the book.
Okay, good.
She actually offers some great strategies for dealing with sentimental clutter.
Like what?
Like one thing you can do is take pictures of the item before you get rid of it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Or even just tell the story behind the object out loud.
I like that. It's like you're acknowledging the memory without actually needing to hold on to the thing.
Right. Memories exist independently of the things that we attach to them.
Okay, so we've got the 4-box method. We've got some strategies for dealing with sentimental items. But what about getting the whole family on board with this whole minimalism thing? I mean, you know, kids and clutter, they kind of go hand in hand.
Oh, definitely. But Dr. Ho, she doesn't shy away from that challenge at all.
Okay.
In fact, a whole section of the book is dedicated to involving kids in the decluttering process and making it fun.
Okay, now that I want to hear about how do we make decluttering a family affair?
So one strategy is to have what she calls family decluttering days.
Okay.
So instead of making it a chore, you turn it into like a game or a challenge.
Oh, I like that.
You know, maybe have a contest to see who can fill a donation box the fastest, or come up with creative ways to repurpose old items.
That's great. It's shifting the focus from deprivation to creativity and teamwork.
Exactly. And it also teaches kids like valuable lessons about making choices about what they bring into their lives.
Now, speaking of conscious choices, I'm curious how Dr. Houâ addresses this whole idea of consumerism, especially in a world where we're constantly bombarded with messages to buy more stuff.
Right.
You know, like how do we break free from that?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
And Dr. Houâ, she actually argues that minimalism can be like a powerful antidote to that, you know, always needing more mentality.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
How does she make that connection?
Well, she talks about how decluttering it isn't just about getting rid of stuff.
Right.
It's really about becoming more aware of what we already have
Okay.
and appreciating its value.
So appreciating what you have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's about shifting from that mindset of scarcity to abundance, you know, like recognizing that we actually have more than enough.
That's interesting. So instead of focusing on what we don't have, we're shifting to appreciate what we do have.
Exactly. And by becoming more mindful of our consumption, you know, we naturally start to question those impulse buys and ask ourselves, you know, do I really need this?
Right.
Will this add value to my life?
It's like we're decluttering not just our homes, but also our minds from those messages
Yes,
that tell us we need more.
exactly. And that's where the joy comes in,
Right.
because we're creating space for experiences, for relationships, for personal growth, you know, things that actually enrich our lives.
This makes me think about all the time and energy that I've spent like chasing things that I thought would make me happy.
Yeah.
What if I had spent that time traveling,
Right.
you know, or learning a new skill?
Exactly. It's not about deprivation. It's about like liberation, freeing ourselves from all of that stuff so we can actually pursue what matters.
But it's one thing to declutter your space. But what about decluttering your schedule and commitments?
Right.
I feel like I'm constantly juggling so many things.
Yeah.
How do you even begin to create that margin in your life?
Well, Dr. Houâ actually has some good advice about that. She talks about creating like a minimalist action plan.
Yeah.
So you start with setting clear goals and breaking them down into like manageable steps.
So instead of saying like, I'm going to simplify my entire life, I might say this week I'm going to say no to one commitment.
Exactly. Start small,
Okay.
build from there.
I like that.
And one thing that's really important is to track your progress.
Oh, got
So,
it.
you know, take before and after photos
Okay.
of a space that you've decluttered.
Uh-huh.
Maybe keep a journal of your experience.
Okay.
Just make a list of all the things that you've let go of.
I like that idea because I think it's easy to get discouraged when you're decluttering.
Yeah,
But if you can see how far you've come, it's really motivating.
exactly. And don't forget to celebrate your successes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, treat yourself,
Uh-huh.
spend time with loved ones, or just savor that feeling of lightness
Okay.
and freedom that comes with letting go.
So we've talked about decluttering our homes, our schedules, even our minds. But what about those deeper emotional patterns that contribute to clutter?
Right.
You mentioned earlier that Dr. Houâ addresses those as well.
She does, yeah. And one of the things she emphasizes is understanding the why behind our clutter.
Okay.
Like, what are the beliefs or fears that are driving us to hold on to things?
That's a good question.
You know, even when they're not serving us anymore?
I know that sometimes for me, I hold on to things out of fear of like letting go of the past.
Right.
Or sometimes even guilt.
Yeah.
It's like I'm afraid of losing a part of myself.
Yeah.
If I let go of certain objects.
Absolutely. And Dr. Houâ, she offers some really great exercises
Okay.
and prompts to help us explore those emotions. Like,
Yeah,
she encourages us to ask questions like, what am I afraid will happen if I let go of this?
Okay.
What story am I telling myself about this object? Is it even true?
It's like decluttering isn't just about the stuff. It's about unpacking
Right.
the emotional baggage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And by doing that inner work, we can really break free from those patterns and create like a more mindful relationship with our things.
This conversation is making me realize that minimalism is not just like a set of rules or techniques. It's more like a journey.
Yeah.
You know, it's about understanding your values,
Yeah.
confronting your fears, and creating a life that's really aligned with who you are.
Beautifully said. You've captured the essence of her message.
So we've explored a lot about minimalism,
We have.
from practical tips to kind of the emotional and philosophical underpinnings.
Yeah.
But what are some of the most surprising benefits that Dr. Houâ highlights?
Well, one that really stood out to me is the connection she draws between minimalism and creativity.
Oh, interesting.
She argues that by decluttering our physical space and our mental clutter, we actually free up our minds to be more creative.
I can see that. Like a clean, uncluttered space is less distracting.
Exactly. And when we're not constantly bombarded with all that stuff,
Right.
we're better able to focus, generate new ideas, think outside the box.
So it's not just about like having a tidy house. It's about cultivating an environment for your mind to flourish.
Yes. And she also talks about how minimalism can lead to more productivity
Oh, okay.
and focus.
So if you're not constantly searching for things,
Right.
you have more time and energy
Exactly.
for the tasks that matter.
And one of the most unexpected benefits she mentions is the impact on relationships.
Oh, tell me more about that.
So she argues that when we declutter our homes,
Okay.
simplify our lives, we have more time for those connections.
Okay.
And we're less stressed, more present,
That makes sense.
which leads to those stronger relationships.
It makes me think about how often we fill our lives with things
Yeah.
that distract us from what matters most,
Right.
which is those connections.
Exactly. That's really the heart of her message.
Okay.
You know, minimalism isn't about deprivation.
Right.
It's about making those conscious choices so we can create space for the things that actually bring us joy.
You know, I'm feeling really inspired now
Great.
to declutter my own life
Good for you.
and create more space for joy.
And remember, it's a journey,
Okay.
not a destination.
Right.
So be patient with yourself and
Yeah.
celebrate every step of the way.
I know Dr. Houâ's book goes even deeper,
It does.
offering even more tips and stories
Yes.
to help people embrace a more minimalist lifestyle.
She provides guidance on everything from creating a capsule wardrobe
Okay.
to simplifying your finances
Wow.
to being a more mindful parent.
It sounds like a really comprehensive guide.
It is. If you're feeling overwhelmed by clutter, by consumerism, by all the demands of life, this is the book for you.
You know, listeners, if you are feeling inspired to really like dive into this world of simplicity, we've only just like touched the surface of Dr. Houâ's insights in this deep dive.
We really have. And it's not just about having a tidy house, right?
Right. It's not about like achieving some minimalist aesthetic or anything.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
about creating a life that, you know, feels good to you.
Right.
And a life where you have the space to focus on what matters to you.
And that might look different for everybody.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Some people it might be, you know, simplifying their wardrobe.
Right.
For other people it might be decluttering their digital life.
Yeah. Or even their social calendar.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But the point is, you know, find what works for you and just start taking those small steps.
Exactly. You don't have to do it all at once.
Right. And be patient with yourself.
yeah.
You know, it takes time to change those old habits
It does.
and embrace like a new way of being.
Absolutely.
And, you know, don't forget to celebrate those small victories along the way.
Yes.
Every item you donate, every commitment you say no to, every negative thought you let go of, it's all a step towards a more joyful life.
It really is. It's about creating that space
Yeah.
for the things that you love.
Well, I'm feeling very energized
Me too.
by this conversation.
Yeah, it's contagious.
So listeners, if you're ready to kind of go on this journey yourself, be sure to check out Dr. Houâ's book, Less is More, A Parent's Handbook to Decluttering and Joy.
You can find that along with other great resources at kokoshinsan.net.
We highly recommend it. And, you know, remember, as Dr. Houâ says, less stuff equals more joy.
It's so true.
So let's embrace the power of less and create a life filled with more of what truly matters.
I love that.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into minimalism and joy.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
Until next time, keep seeking those pockets of peace and simplicity in your everyday lives.
Chest. Chase dreams, put your doubts to the test. Raise your voice. Let your spirit be free. No fear, no limits, just believe. Every stumble, every fall, just a chance to rise. In the darkest night, stars still light up the skies. You're a fighter, you're a force, don't you ever give up. Take a stand, make a mark, show the world your true love. Shine on like a diamond in sky. Reach high and let your spirit fly. Together we'll rise, we won't be denied. Shine on, you were born to light up the night. In the depths of the night, when shadows try to dim your glow, remember you're a beacon, a guiding light. The stars echo, hold on to hope. Let it fuel your burning desire. For in every challenge lies the spark of a brighter fire. So when the journey gets tough and the road seems long, just close your eyes, hear the chorus and carry on strong. With each step, with each breath, let your brilliance ignite. For you, my friend, were meant to shine on through the night. Rise up, feel the fire in your chest, chase dreams, put your doubts to the test. Raise your voice, let your spirit be free. No fear, no limits, just believe. Every stumble, every fall, just a chance to rise in the darkest night. Stars to light up the skies. You're a fighter, you're a force. Don't you ever give up, take a stand. Make a mark, show the world your true love. Shine on, like a diamond in the sky. Reach high, let your spirit fly. Together we'll rise, we won't be denied. Shine on, you were born to light up the night. Rise up, feel the fire in your chest, chase dreams, put your doubts to the test. Raise your voice, let your spirit be free. No fear, no limits, just believe. Every stumble, every fall, just a chance to rise in the darkest night. Stars to light up the skies. You're a fighter, you're a force. Don't you ever give up, take a stand. Make a mark, show the world your true love. Shine on, like a diamond in the sky. Reach high, let your spirit fly. Together we'll rise, we won't be denied. You were born to light up the night. Rise up, feel the fire in your chest, chase dreams, put your doubts to the test. Raise your voice, let your spirit be free. No fear, no limits, just believe. Every stumble, every fall, just a chance to rise in the darkest night. Stars to light up the skies. You're a fighter, you're a force. Don't you ever give up, take a stand. Make a mark, show the world your true love. Shine on, like a diamond in the sky. Reach high, let your spirit fly. Together we'll rise, we won't be denied. You were born to light up the night. Shine on, you were born to light up the night. Shine on, like a spirit fly. Together we'll rise, we won't be denied. Shine on you, you were born to light up the night. In the depths of the night, when shadows try to dim your glow, remember you're a beacon, a guiding light, as stars echo. Hold on to hope, let it fuel your burning desire. For in every challenge lies the spark of a brighter fire. So when the journey gets tough and the road seems long, just close your eyes, hear the chorus and carry on strong. With each step, with each breath, let your brilliance ignite. For you, my friend, were meant to shine on through the night.